What is happening, Nerd Nation? Welcome to another episode, 9 Nerd Yards. We are your nerds, and we are chatting about all things Dave in this episode 9, Dream Girl. Let's introduce the panel. Let's kick him off. You know him. You love him. He's back from Japan, Mr. Worldwide himself. It's Producer T, a.k.a. COVID T, because he's got the vid. And he's fresh shaven. Terry, how you doing, baby?
Like, out of all the things I bring back and give gifts to people, I bring back fucking COVID from Japan. If anybody was on Zip Air flight that left on, when did I get back? The 17th? Yeah, we were on the Zip Air flight.
Y'all have COVID.
On the 17th.
Everyone has COVID.
Test.
Damn.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, in Japan, where everybody wears masks,
right?
Bro. And then they just were like, "We're gonna downgrade this shit to the flu."
Terry's like, "Hold my wasabi. Let me pass off some vid to people."
I still have a sense of smell and taste and everything. That didn't go away.
You knock on wood right now.
Right?
Be glad, but also it's a different variant, probably.
Yeah.
Glad this is a Zoom. I'm glad this is
right.
Yeah, glad
this is
not
virtual.
sharing a table.
Yeah.
Y'all want to hit this? Good.
You hang on to that. You hang on to that. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's a smoker's cough. Yeah, you got the smoke cough.
This is a bit of
It's classy.
And you know her. You love her. If you can hear her more clear, it's because she got a new mic. It's Kirsten. How you doing?
I'm good. I hear static, but I think that's just my brain.
No, I hear it too.
But I'm good. Yeah.
Maybe. We'll figure it out.
Right. We'll get it.
We'll get it. We'll cut it in post. Don't worry. Gorgionica, though. And you know him. You love him. Straight out of the mean streets of Austin, Texas. It's not Don Cheadle. It's Taylor Kitsch. Taylor, how you doing?
I'm good. I mean, I'm getting shout outs and songs and everything. How can I not love that?
That's fantastic. And you know him, you love him. So somebody from Junk Banthas join us every week. It's Bill. Bill, what's happening?
Oh man, I'm doing great. I'm just coming from the Drunk Banthas where we do.
Oh, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do.
That's the best dub that I've ever heard, and I love it.
That was a dub?
I meant in the sense of a win. But yes, complete dub. Shout outs to Alex in the background from Junk Banthas. Everybody go tune into Junk Banthas. They have the Does It Hold Up Fast and Furious, which is a great episode. And Alex just dropped, it was the one with Hank Azaria. What is that show? The future thing, the tomorrow?
Hello, Tomorrow. Great
breakdown. It's 10 minutes. Alex does these great breakdowns, video essay form, and gave us a shout out in the beginning. So shout outs to Alex, shout outs to Drunk Banthas. If you're noticing somebody's missing from this crew. It's 9. He's missing. El Presidente, El Capitan. We have his face out on a milk carton right now. Where in the world is 9 San Diego? We may never know.
We may see him again on the face later.
You know what? And that's why we want to welcome everyone to 8 Nerd Yards.
We've since downgraded. Yeah. It's okay, though. We got the documents prove 9's still alive. Throw that.
You're having such a good night.
All right, sign off.
And we're done, folks. Thank y'all so much for joining. Catch us next week.
Quickest breakdown we've ever had.
We literally talked nothing about Dave, and it was everything everybody loved. But yes, let's break down this episode. Let's start with there's just so much going on.
You're
Bill, you look the most prepared. Top three from top three.
Hands
from
off,
this
hands off.
episode.
Top three, man. Top three. I am going to go with Jada's television show.
So
I'm
good.
going with that. You know why I'm going with that one? Because we kind of predicted that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Week show, right? Was it last
I
week?
remember asking, and I remember there being some L's of haters in this panel saying it was never going to get brought up again, but it got brought up again.
You got brought up. There it is.
There it
You know
is.
what I'm saying? So, got to shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Blake.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, just to play.
Ass kisser.
On that note, you know what, Bill? You get so much screen time now. You know what? We're just gonna give you all that right there.
You get Nine's top three too.
Ooh.
So also number two for me is Dave's weird Google habit. Like he goes to Google for like everything, and he talks about it like in season. He talks about like how he, I Google this and I Google that. Like he clearly uses Google like as his like parent or like his therapist or like he. So that kind of like tells you a lot about him.
Yeah.
But also
his whole weird routine where he like has to lean back in that weird chair and
The
like
chair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's a masturbation chair, but he just clearly.
Right? I was like, that's
100%.
But he
That chair is
clearly-
terrible for wine though.
That's facts. That's facts.
That's facts.
You just got to get Velcro and get it on the bottom and just stick it to there. But no, and the number one is finally someone fucking told Dickie that he is a dickhead. Like finally someone told him.
Yeah.
You ain't shit, dog. Like you are fucked up. You keep thinking other people are fucked up, but you're the one that's fucked up.
Yeah.
So
Finally getting called out.
I feel like it was overwhelming overall theme on y'all's show here. So I feel like that is to end this season too. You know what I'm saying? Get in.
Yes. Facts. Love it. Love it. I also want to shout out, got Film H Studio in the building. We also had Drew in the building. Film H got his top three right here. Number 3, the documentary. It was so great.
what it was. It sure fucking was. I'm rewatching this scene and I'm just like, this reminds me of a fucking horror movie. And I was thinking more of like Waxwork and Waxworks 2 because of the wax statues and everything.
Yeah,
but it's
no,
child's
he's
play.
right.
It sure fucking was.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Such a good catch.
The first thing I wrote down was horribly creepy doll, and that's exactly why, man.
That's exactly what Chucky is too. So
What horror, man? It's child's play.
yeah.
Jeff, go in because you just landed that.
Catch.
You and Film Age have a good crossover. So the creepy beginning.
So the three that I'm gonna throw out for this part of it. Number 3, I'm gonna throw out. I fucking love Emma. Finally took some control.
Oh,
Did what she wanted. Did it her way. Loved it. Number 2, there's so many. What's it called? Quotes. So many great quotes in this episode.
yeah.
But I'm just going to go with one of my favorites, and that's a Mike quote. I got so stressed out I had a kidney stone. I pissed a stone out of my penis. And then my number 1, when Dave's having his dream and he's freaking out, he at the end when Robin holds up the 2 things here, I was trying to figure out what was in her hand, that blue thing in her hand. The first watch through, that's a robin's egg.
Yes.
And I thought that was a
Oh.
great, I love that.
Okay. I didn't catch that at all.
Yeah.
Ooh, Taylor, you got one.
That was a good one. I saw that. I saw that the first time. I was like, I mean, the egg, the Dave Bird, the egg Robin, and I was like, is that a Robin's? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
like that.
All right. Those are my 3.
I love it. Kirsten,
Yes. Ooh, I'm up next.
you is.
Okay. So mine was also one of Bill's. Gata's trailer intro for the mentally ill competition show. That just sounds so unhinged. I'm surprised it's not real. Like no one's made
Right.
this, but they will. Now
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's
Now,
Give it about a year or two.
Well, I mean, guys, we can all agree that's the next thing we're breaking down, right?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
All right.
Next thing we're breaking down on 9 Nerd Yards.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. We have to. It's unhinged. My second one, the Rachel McAdams arm wrestling nightmare portion, where she just it's just out of nowhere, and I just love that it seems not completely uncharacteristic for Rachel McAdams as a character of her, a caricature of herself, but it just was so sudden. Like there's no lead in; she just did it.
Yes.
So that was great. She's a really good subtle part that they're utilizing in the show without using her too much, because then it's like overkill. And then my third one, I'm just gonna keep it quick, than I was doing, is a Mike quote. It's when they're playing Fuck, Marry, Kill. And he goes, kill Dave is probably the thing that matters most to me. How did we kill? And then the second part to that, how do we kill
When they
Dave?
both agree on how.
Strangulate him
With a pillow!
Just so gleeful.
I want to know how they came up with that idea, separately, but because they had to have talked about this, or Dave's had to have talked about this, or they're been well, we want to kill him
an inside
quietly.
joke.
You do try to kill in his sleep,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Finally shut up, and you just you're shut.
Andrew Santino.
Let me ask you this.
I always forget his name. I'm sorry, Andrew.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He'll forgive you. He's a good enough guy.
He's a
But
good
on
guy.
his podcast, he always does that. He always plays that game.
Oh, that's so funny.
Probably just riffed that and they just went with it.
Yeah, it seemed very improv when they came up with the same idea.
Yeah.
It seemed very improv, which I liked.
Well, so let me say this to you guys. If we're just in the show, the documentary, you think that's the only time Dave said something about those fucking pillows?
No.
No.
Oh, but that's why.
Yeah.
Being stuck on a fucking tour bus with him?
Yeah.
So you're gonna use the very pillow he's been complaining about to kill him. Poetic.
That makes sense now.
Mike's a poetic bitch.
I love it. Shout out to Mike.
I love it. Waxing poetic COVID tea. What you got?
Oh man, so much on. Film Age took one of my first ones already.
Bring some of that sickness our way, COVID.
Yeah, it was that number one, that opening scene. I was just like, where is this from? It reminds me of a horror movie. I was thinking Waxworks because of the wax figures at first, but yeah, it was Child's Play. Yeah, when they're making all the Chucky dolls, the good guy dolls, all
Good guy.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
I'll be your friend to the end.
I didn't think about it like that until y'all just said it. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm scared. I really can't even look at that no more.
And let's think about it. Child's Play, and Dave is just the biggest fucking child we have.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
my God,
for
you're
sure.
right.
So it's like
And
a
just
double.
playing around, so that
Yo,
whole thing
y'all
right
remember
there.
y'all remember that movie about that kid Junior with the
Problem
red-
Problem Child.
Problem Child. You
Child.
said Junior Problem Child.
Yep.
Yeah.
That thing came on
Hey,
USA
ain't
like
Problem
almost
Child
every
and Chucky the same kid? Ain't that the same person? Ain't Problem Child just Chucky in real life?
Do you think the problem child is Chucky if he managed to take over the kid's body?
I'm sorry, I've been talking too much with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that little bastard.
getting
And then
deep
like
in
he
it,
got
Bill.
like a girlfriend in the next one or some shit.
Yeah. On that
I mean,
note,
it's a good movie. They need to
Coop-
remake Problem Child. I think I can find me some badass little kid. Put him
oh,
on.
facts. You could. But on that note, Bill, Cooper is with you. I always spark up a blunt before I watch it. You're in.
Hey.
But I
You're
think
in
he's
good
talking about
hands.
Child's Play. Who the fuck sparks up a blunt before they watch Child's Play?
Me.
I mean,
You better hope you don't have a
somebody that's-
paranoid episode that time.
Well, you're not smoking fucking PCP, Jeff.
Also, wait, how many times are you
Maybe you're not.
how many times are you watching that movie? Wait a minute. I have a lot of questions. Wait a minute.
I unfortunately just watched
Regularly.
it.
Well,
Yeah,
I
no, I watch it pretty
USA used to
regularly.
play like the only 5 movies all the fucking time, and it was like Child's Play and Problem Child back to back. I think that was like a theme or something that they did for like a couple of years. Like, it's time to watch the Problem Children movies, and
And then they showed the Brady Bunch movie.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah, they were
Subliminal
Bring it all
messaging.
back
Kids don't
together
have
again.
Kids kids don't have good TV stations like we used to before they had all that rating bullshit.
We sound like the old men sitting in rocking chairs talking about back in my day.
I remember.
Back in my day, I used to see pennies and people get their heads ripped off on daytime television.
It's
I
because of
remember so
the
much
it's because of
sexual
the
innuendo during that Ed and Eddie.
gig economy has been forced on the writers. Writer strike. Go writers. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
We stand with the writers.
We got the documents prove the writers are right. Let's move on to COVID. COVID number 2, number 3. What do you got?
Number 2 was the song. I'd say the Rachel McAdams song. Man, that's a good.
Such a good song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
when are we going to get just the Dave soundtrack? Just
Right?
why? Why is that
Come on.
not a thing? Does he not want like a shot at a #1 album for real this time?
Because he's got bangers on this show. He's got
Yeah.
real
Oh,
bangers
yeah,
on
he
this
does.
show.
Yeah.
He just has to wait for a downtime and then just release it. It's like that what he's waiting on for nobody to release an album that week. So he can just
Right?
Just do it.
Yeah, I'm
He could
sorry.
do it.
Actually,
Drake-
knowing
Drake
Dave,
releases so many albums that at this point I have Drake fatigue. I have Drafeeg. I'm
Drafeeg?
so over it.
you know who
Just
doesn't?
release a fucking album.
You know who doesn't have Drafeeg?
You?
Dave.
That's true. He's enamored with Drake. This is like the 7th time this season he's mentioned Drake. Like,
Drake's
Drake,
been
reach
brought
out
up.
to Lil Dicky and just do it already.
but because he's not mentioning Kanye anymore.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Can we mention that?
Like a different black
Might be a little awkward.
less
You know what? I
problematic.
didn't notice that he's not mentioning Kanye anymore. And
He's
you know
not
what?
mentioning Kanye anymore. We were talking about it. We've been saying like, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna
Or they did and they cut all those lines.
Yeah,
because-
they filmed
because
it
it would have made sense.
Drake.
Psycho.
That's why he was mentioning Drake so much, is because they just
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
When we filmed all those lines, just put in Drake instead.
Drake.
They didn't even do it well. We go back and it's just like old Godzilla movies.
Because Rachel
Drake.
McAdams knowing Drake doesn't make any sense, but Rachel McAdams maybe knowing Kanye
Makes sense.
kind of makes more sense.
I
Why
get
wouldn't
that.
she know Drake though? Like, doesn't
I don't
Drake
know.
know
She just
everybody?
doesn't look like the type that would like hang out with Drake, but she looks like she might speak to Kanye every now and then.
I
Yeah.
think you guys might be dead ass right, man. I think
Yeah.
if Dave was here, he would probably just be like, you know, you guys really get me. Like the way you describe everything, it's crazy. It's incredible. Like, this is my whole vision that you put together. It's incredible that you did this.
That would be something he would say. Shout out to
Right.
Drew going to his grandma's house and watching the Freddie marathon.
Right.
And
That's
I
what Dave would
That's what they
say.
There'd be a
He-
Freddie one, and then like the next week,
He
oh,
would
it's time
pick
for
'em all up.
Jason.
Freddie or Jason?
Oh,
Freddie or
Freddie.
Jason?
Like, who am I picking? Are you asking Freddie or Jason?
We already watched. We already had a
What would
movie
you
about
prefer to watch?
Freddie.
Oh.
Freddie's-
Go,
Freddie.
Freddie.
Freddie all the way.
Freddie.
Yeah.
Freddie's
Nothing
entertaining.
against Jason. I just think Freddie's
Right.
a better.
Another
Yeah,
Freddie
character.
story.
He's entertaining. Like, I
Agreed.
think Freddie would kill me, and he'd probably pop a joke, and I'd be like, Freddie,
I'd enjoy it on the way out. Like,
please stop.
you're holding your throat.
Like,
His
like
last-
he would like definitely like make a weed joke while killing me, and I'd die.
It'd be like, you've been smoked, Terry. Terry's like, Terry, your last one?
It was Kirsten. Kirsten stole my last one.
Uh-oh.
Way to go, Kirsten.
Thank you.
Uh,
That was a
Oh.
good one,
Real
though.
good.
Which
Yeah.
one was
Yeah.
it?
It was that whole Mike line where the kill Mary, fuck Mary kill.
Fuck, marry,
It's
kill.
like, kill Dave is the most
Kill
important
Dave,
thing.
how
to
they
me.
all picked to like smother him with a pillow, and I
Yeah.
was like,
I'll tell you what. After that line, I need a Mike and Els episode.
Yeah,
Facts.
an adventure that they have to go on for Dave because they hate him, but they love him, so they can't stop working for him and doing shit for him against their own will.
I love you, Big Cat.
Oh yes, I need an episode. Maybe we'll get half of that next episode. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
you know
Fingers
what?
crossed.
All right. Blake, what were your three, man?
My first one's going to be, two of them are quotes. So the first quote I have is, "Are you a legal pygmy?"
Are you 169 centimeters?
Yeah, 49. Yeah, 149 centimeters. That's 4'9". Oh, it might have been under 6'9". Are they 4'9"? Are you a legal pygmy? And when I heard that, I was like, bro, what? What? My next one is a mic line. I've never worked so hard in my life, and I worked at Outback Steakhouse. Bro, what?
Oh, that was amazing.
Also, my last one, and this is number 3, so that was in order from 1, 2, 3. Number 3 was, and I don't know why this captivated me when I watched it, but it was the awkward silence of when they're at the restaurant, Dave and Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
And there's just like this awkward silence for about a minute, and you're like, did somebody not talk? Did somebody say something awkward? Like, at what point did we come into this conversation?
Right.
And then you see she moves her hair, she's got the headphone in, and you're like, oh, this makes. And then when you rewatch it, you're like, oh, okay, what does she think? What does she think? Like,
Right,
what sort of subtle clues am I getting? How does is Dave nervous? It makes sense even more on the second watch.
100%.
So it's a great scene. It's a
I
great
was
scene.
like, bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really smart how they did it.
Right. And
I like the awkward way he like shoves that breadstick in too, like a woodchuck.
Just like not even waiting, just
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
So nobody
okay.
had the arm wrestling.
Oh yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
you
Kristen had the arm
Yeah.
wrestling.
I had the arm wrestling, yeah, because it's just fucking weird.
It was so weird, but I loved it too.
Yeah.
And also to add, horror to this episode, like the music, as soon as like the arm wrestling starts, it's like it's like a
Does she lift weights?
Right.
Like right when he said that, like it changed.
Yeah.
Like even the look on her face,
She got like
It went from
intense, but like
She went like, yo, you ain't getting Drake's number.
Yeah, right. Then the second it's over, she goes from to
as she beats Dave. But I think this episode right here, one of the hardest things for me was actually finding, because I think we're so good at like finding lines, and it's just like I talked about maybe in the last episode, the episode before. Now story based and less one-liner based. It's about what's going on with the characters, and not just, oh, this scene's funny because there's a joke. This scene's intense. This scene is doing a lot of emotional things, and it just happens to be funny. It's not trying to force a funny line or some one-liners in at every single corner. And it just gets better and better. I'm going to ask this around. Let's start with Terry real quick. What did you think about this episode in relation to the rest of the season so far?
If we were to end the season here, I'd kind of feel kind of complete.
yeah.
They did a lot of good just wrap up with this whole Looking for Love tour, and like the documentary was over with too. Like we saw the end of the doc, and then just that whole ending of him just being called out for this shit. I was like, yeah, you just end it right there. I don't know what they're gonna go. I guess they're gonna like try to like see if they're gonna like win her back by the end of the episode, and he's gonna try and reflect, but they could have cliffhanged it for this one on that with just being an end.
Facts. What do you
That's
think?
that's how good it was. It's like I was satisfied if this was a season.
Oh,
Very
for
nice.
Sure.
Episode.
No, yeah, I agree with Terry. I think if it ended right here, you'd be like, that was a solid season 3. So I'm kind of worried, like not worried that they won't be able to stick the landing, but that like we'll kind of go backwards a little bit in episode 10, the finale. But I think they'll be fine because I'm really impressed how they've been able to keep that perfect balance of batshit crazy, weird Dave world and grounded in reality, in real life situations, in real life type of feelings that people have, because it feels so relevant. It feels so like at times internally damaging to yourself, because you look at yourself or your own situations in the past or even the present and you're like, damn, is that what did I do? Am I a Dave? No, thank God I'm not. But I don't know. I just like that it's been right, vehemently not. I just like that it's been such a weird ride of a season.
Right.
Like this, just being able to keep the tone that it's kept and keep it up, and it be consistently good and knocking it out of the park is difficult for any show, but these showrunners are handling it.
This was such a great season. I was thinking about it today. I'm like, we're only 9 episodes in. I think this is my favorite season of this. Jeff, what do you think of this episode in relation to the rest of the other ones?
My favorite of the season so far.
Ooh.
I think it did, like you said, Blake, it did a great job of telling a story, keeping it funny, but not sacrificing story for humor.
Right.
We got our funny bits throughout, but that wasn't the focus of this. And that's the way it should be. I agree with you guys that this could be a good end of the season, but I'll say normally I would be worried. Like, you got one episode left and you're going to try and wrap everything up in one episode. But I feel like Dave has already shown us as a show how much they can do with one episode. Mm-hmm. And I mean, last season, same thing. I was like, how are they going to wrap this up in one episode?
Yeah. Right.
And I thought they did a good job of it last season too. So I'm not worried about it, but I'm very interested to see where we go.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you?
And I don't know where we're gonna go.
How do you keep making the episodes better? Like, what can you do more that we haven't already seen yet, or that's going to be like played out? Bill, question to you, man. What do you think so far about this episode?
This episode was, I agree with Taylor. This was the best episode so far. I didn't really like the last episode as much as I like.
Yeah.
Like, and the episode before that, I didn't really like either.
Yeah.
So this one was like, okay, we back on track. This is what this show is about right here. This is how this is how we get down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is how we're here. So, you know, everybody already said everything I was going to say. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's got. I was really glad that we've hit the moment already, the zenith of, you know.
You mean the penis?
Dave is an act. the penis of the whole
amazing double platinum album.
All right, that's right.
You know, like we've been reaching that. It's like, will we or won't we find out that Dave's a dick, or everybody else?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, we've been know that. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know,
I mean, a little dick, but
his friends tell him he's an asshole, and he kind of looked like he was kind of getting that through the documentary when he was like his reactions to the documentary. You know what I mean? Like, he looked kind of like he was like, "Yo, that's how y'all really feel." Like, "Oh, you would, you would kill me?" Like, for real? Is that,
y'all want to strangle me with my pillow?
Yeah, yeah, y'all talk about that's weird. Like, so yeah, I'm glad that we've gotten to that point already. So, like everybody else said, well, like COVID T and Taylor said, like, this could be the last episode, and
you'd be okay with it.
I'd be cool with that.
Nice. Interesting. We do see here's one thing I do really like about this episode as well. We see a sort of like keep a story threading of almost every character, right? We've got let's start with Allie, because it's very small, but she's like all of a sudden now she is seriously running his foundation, which we sort of questioned in the last episode. Like,
yep.
You know, you got temporary leave, and like, was Dave serious about like some sort of position for, you know, within his organization? Is this a paid role? What is it? And now she said she's running his foundation, so it's like a nice continuous thread about that. We see some L's and some Mike, right, in relation to what I really liked was I said L's, so I want to do L's and Gata calling L's out for being a hater. Like, this has been just an ongoing character trait of L's. Like, it just feels like continuously, more often than not, like, he's a hater, but like, people, like, he loves you at the end of the day. But it's like Gata's like, no, I'm sick of this shit. Like, stop. Like,
he's been hating on Gata though ever since they got stuck in the hurricane. Like, he's been straight hating on him ever since that episode.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Gata deserves some hate on that hurricane.
He definitely
I mean, yes.
He definitely deserves all the hate, but like, you know what I'm saying, to a certain degree, as a friend, you have to like give that hate in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, because I get that. I've had some friends like that. It's just like, dude, I know we used to joke with this, but you are starting to really trend on some serious things that you're bringing up. Is there an actual problem here?
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
Well, and I have like kind of a related but random question with Emma. Do you think, I feel like Emma is the only one, because they all have these moments with Dave over the last 3 seasons where they freak out on Dave a little bit, but they all still rotate back into his gravitational pull of bullshit. But Emma's the only one I've ever seen with that little bit of a scene in this episode that told him straight up that he's full of shit and that this is her thing. He did not pay her. He signed all the waivers and she's going to get hers. And was very like dead on
Matter of
about
fact,
it. Yeah. Like I don't know if this is like, I don't think it's the end of Emma as part of the group, but I think there's definitely going to be some rollover beef in the next season, and that's going to be part of the hook.
I feel like maybe Emma has had to put up with more of his shit in the creative aspect. Well, Els is his best friend from growing up. That's more of a friendship. But like a working and co-working type thing, I feel Emma has been with him the longest co-working with him.
Well,
yeah.
And remember,
I feel like the
worked
reason why
before
she
he was a
doing it
rapper.
is because she's had to do it even more long. Because remember last season where she's remembering just, when they did the pitch meeting, when they were working together as pitch
right.
And, she finally got so mad at him that she wanted to do Gata's videos and start doing other people's videos. So she's already had that streak of doing that and putting that in place and getting
build up,
Well, and remember that that pitch, while he did the rap, it was her idea, that pitch. And he took credit for it. Just like everyone in this episode's like, come on, you're working for Dave. She's like, I'm not fucking working for him. He's not paying me. I'm just doing this.
Yeah.
And she's right to be mad.
This is like part of my portfolio, and so this benefits me in some way.
Well, I'm good. I really got this question that I wanted to ask you guys because do you think that this next episode is going to be like everybody kind of going to do their own thing while Dave is looking for somebody to like support him through this breakup, and everybody's like Gata's going to do his own thing, and he just punked Els. So Els is gonna probably go do his own thing because he's like, yeah, you know what, Gata had a point. I need to go try to do this and do that.
I think you're right, Bill.
And
I like this.
Everybody's kind of doing their own thing, and everybody. Mike has even had a moment in the previous season where he started taking other clients because Dave wasn't doing anything. So
yeah,
they were working with that new girl that they partnered with.
Do their own thing.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
The one that ordered the brick.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
She's big in the label, so she might start passing him other clients. We're like, hey, we got this guy to their label. He needs a manager.
For sure.
I think she definitely will. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Bill, I think you're right. I think that's probably the angle. It makes the most sense. And I think I mentioned it the last few episodes that I think the theme overarching with this looking for love season is that Dave doesn't see the love in front of him. He doesn't see how much his friends love him so much. They put up with his insane tendencies and his crap over and over again, and they don't leave him. He can't get out of his own way with Robin, who legitimately likes him. She's not trying to invade his space completely. Although he did invite her into it for that couple of weeks. That's one thing or another. But she's doing her own thing. She wants to do her own thing, but she also wants to do their thing together. And he's always a grass is greener on the other side kind of person.
And getting freaked out with the sex doll.
Yeah.
She had blast with it.
Points.
Sorry, with her.
That's points. She gets points.
I mean, and that I think that brings up one of my favorite quotes in this episode. A great Robin quote. How much data do you need to decide I'm worthy?
Boom. I love that.
That was such a great quote, wasn't it?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's true. Like, how much more research, how many more people do you need to talk to or ask? How much thinking do you honestly think you can do? You're gonna think yourself into hell. Like
how many more stones you got to turn over?
You have to leave.
Right?
Yeah, you have to turn. Yeah.
Ladies, this is you heard it here first. This is the reason you don't date dudes with sex dolls.
You'll never live up to the sex doll.
Hang on. Speaking of sex dolls, apparently,
She can
let's
do
shout out.
things you
Let's shout out
can't.
this comment right here. Dave finally got a reality check. Also, we need to get $7,000 Blake for Christmas.
I'm not going to hang out at your place anymore. I'm just saying that right now.
We are starting a GoFundMe next month. Let's see what we can.
For
do.
just 5 cents a day, you too can sponsor getting Blake a very realistic sex doll. But if you throw in an additional 5 cents, we can get wig glue so the wig doesn't fall off mid-coitus.
Oh, God. The fact that he was able to keep going after that.
For sure. Also,
Yeah.
shout out Kenya.
Not COVID.
Late.
That's
Oh my
what
God.
I brought back this time. I'm glad nobody said, Terry, bring me something back. You told me
I don't want it.
that this time.
Don't send me nothing.
Hey, so let me shout out these comments because this last one is something I'll get. So, dude, when she said it hit hard, yeah, it did. He should have left her in the movie. It made sense. We'll get to that. I think
that's a big part of this episode.
That's a big part of it. And this part right here, there's a thing called analysis paralysis. Dave has it. I very early on into my podcast, Unfiltered Bachelor, I had a guest on, and he's I'm friends with a lot of MMA fighters, jiu-jitsu players, and he came on and he talked about this concept that I hadn't heard in a long time. It was not Joe Rogan. It was my buddy Justin Bricker, who's from Missouri, and he came on and he talked about the concept of paralysis by analysis, and it's a martial arts concept as well. It's relational concept. It's just a great concept, but it's the thought of being of freezing up, having that paralysis by the matter of you analyzing the situation. And it happens in relationships. It happens in fights. You watch a fighter's watching somebody throw something faint, and they're going to throw something, and they get hit with a head kick or something completely that they didn't see. That is a real thing, and that's a great analysis of what is going on here, what Dave suffers from, what he has, and why it's an interference with even doing something like this, even leaving her in the movie. He's like, I can't leave somebody in here where I'm still analyzing them. I'm not sure. They're not my girlfriend.
I don't even say I love you to her yet.
Right.
Can't have her in the movie about me finding love.
Well, at least Emma didn't put that part in the movie.
I was in for it, and I was like,
yeah. Well, it's funny because Emma showed this. She was like, and then I was filming him as we edited. And as soon as it showed him and her talking, he turned to look at her like that. Like, and I was like, oh shit. Like, but she was like kind of cool about it. Yeah. So I was like, well, maybe she's not going to do it. But I bet you he's super worried that like something that he just said the day before or whenever is going to end up right there that he didn't want out there in the first place.
100%.
Yep.
Which actually leads me into another Robin quote that I love, which was actually literally right after the last one, but it's crazy for someone who like builds an entire career off like making fun of his own flaws. You expect everyone else to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
She broke him down so perfectly. Yeah.
Yep.
And like, bro, have you not learned your lesson yet? Has that not sunk into your head yet?
That people are people.
So many people.
What was it?
Line, who else needs to fucking tell him this line before it gets to his head?
What was it she said? Said at the end, women are not achievements. Women are not
achievements. Women are not trophies.
I think it started with an E. Oh, I gotta go in the background. I'll get there.
I thought it was achievements.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Because then earlier, Dave said
expectations
similar to Gata when he said women are not objects.
I think it was expectations. He's like, I have the highest expectations. She's like, women are not expectations, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Robin broke it down this episode.
Robin did break it down. There's a lot of lines, even in early on when the doll gets delivered, and this sort of conversation about the subtext of this episode's called Dream Girl. And we're left sort of like he has a dream of Rachel McAdams. She's a dream girl. This doll that he ordered, this is his dream girl in a sense, like right, like this like
But even that's
masturbational.
still not perfect. Her wig falls off.
Her
Like,
wig falls off. Right.
It's not everything you thought it would be.
Yeah,
Robin is sort of a dream girl in a lot of senses, but none of it is, I think, his quote unquote like vision, and none of it's going according to his vision. And because it's not, like, he finds he picks the holes in it, and he finds something wrong with it. He paralyzes his movement forward by analyzing it. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Because all he does is flashback and think about her throughout the episode. But then he gets out of that daydream and he's like, but what if it doesn't work out? What if she's not perfect? But what if it does work out and she's not gonna be perfect because you're not? Because no one is. Take a fucking chance, buddy.
I think now this is just my personal opinion. I just said something about it earlier. I do think it's something to the like sex doll thing. Like you, like he really wants is a girl who ain't gonna talk back to him and just like please him whenever he wants, just love everything about him and have no criticism or problems with anything that he does. And like that's because that's what he's experienced. That's what most of his sexual experiences is with like a doll or with a fleshlight. Like, so what he has no real idea how to like attach himself to somebody as a narcissist that he is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it has something to do with it.
There's this line right here. I just wanted to point this out. There's this line that said where Robin tells him, this is very early on into him receiving the doll, but she says, it must be really cool to see your dreams become a reality. And Dave says, it really is. And like, if you look at, again, a lot of just like the subtext of what's being said, once we look back, like you rewatch the episode with like, okay, who's Dream Girl? Is it Robin? Is it the sex doll? Is it Rachel McAdams? Who is it? Is it all of them? Is the Dream Girl just sort of like this sort of like
it's
ethereal thing? Yeah, menage a three, but like what that subtext of her just talking about it, when you look at the episode and be like, that in effect is his Dream Girl. Like that line right there is a perfect, I think, entry point into that whole thought process of breaking it down. Where just when we thought Dave wasn't layered, like it gets a little bit more layered, and it makes me enjoy the season and this episode a lot more.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah,
I've known people like that, unfortunately, or I have known people like that, and like they're greedy, like they want like they got this guy over here, like this guy over here that they like, and this guy over here that they like, and this guy over here that they like. So I just want all three of you. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really want all three of them. I just want one of you at a time.
Right.
Like you can't have it all, and he's just trying to have it all. That's all it is.
That is what it is.
But he's like Gator, you know what I'm saying? Go out here and get this pussy, you know what I'm saying? There's so many bitches out there. You know what I'm saying? The only bitch I don't want is the one that's on my arm, you know what I'm saying? I want the one.
What's so funny is he calls Gator a scumbag, and I was like,
to his face.
That's rude. Yeah,
So,
bruh.
we
You
were friends.
cannot. Things you
but
should
Dave
not say to
doesn't
your
even
friends.
realize he's the same kind of scumbag. He's just not out there fucking as much as Gator is.
I think Dave is worse because I feel like Gator might tell you, hey, I am just here to smash, and that's all what we are doing. And Gator loves that. That's what he's addicted to. But Dave is addicted to falling in love and the whole romance, which I think that's way worse to do.
Worse.
He's putting time and effort, and then like once the love is over and he catches it, he wants to fall. He wants to feel that whole and chase that whole feeling again.
Tanya, that's so deep. I think you're right.
I love this Tanya.
I gotta agree with that one.
The doll may have been his dream girl. He got so upset when she put makeup on her. It was like Robin tarnished his dream.
Amen.
Yes.
You got it right on the head. Nailed on.
Way too upset.
Bro, for real.
So I was expecting her to walk out right then and there. So I would have been like, I am leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're upset because of this. You're a crazy person.
I'm sorry,
You can't
Dave,
use
but
a makeup wipe on it. Makeup wipes are like fucking nothing. It's
Yeah, you
oil.
use those on children. You use
Yeah.
those-
Mhm.
It's a baby wipe. They just
No.
market it differently and they
he's
make it
probably,
smell better.
he's probably would have actually damaged the silicone like fabric.
Yeah, you don't. The lips already coming off. Yeah, you don't want to.
It's caking
Mess it
off.
I mean, he was probably
Caking up.
accurate about it. I mean, he is
Right.
a sex doll.
Well,
Expert.
so
He's gone through some.
Yeah, he
Let-
thinks the lipstick's making it cake off. Wait until he starts whatever weird shit he's gonna do to it later.
yeah.
Warming the
Yeah.
warming the orifices. Yeah.
So okay, so first off about that,
warming
okay, so
orifices?
Gata's is well, so the sex doll. So Gata's
Oh,
a sex
okay.
addict because he's
Yes.
going out and he's having sex with all these women, right?
Yeah.
Dave fucks in that like he gets more and more lifelike fuck dolls. He had the Fuck Me Silly 3, he had that mouth thing, now he's got this, that her.
Every
I mean-
season's upgrading.
Well,
Well, the thing is,
Oh shit! That's
is
what that thing
Dave a
called.
sex addict too? He just can't get real women?
Right, because there's different levels of a sex addict. You can be a
Yeah.
sex addict who doesn't go out and chase sex all the time. You can be a sex addict who just masturbates all
I
the time.
don't think he is. I think he's just chronically lonely by his own issues, and he gets these sex dolls because the sex doll he can bend into whatever position he wants, and it shuts the fuck up.
Yeah,
He doesn't have to talk to it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to
Oh,
care about its
There's a
emotional
comment. There's a
needs.
comment that's just saying exactly just like what Kirsten said.
Which
Right?
one?
He doesn't have to think about its
Melanie?
emotional needs. It's nothing. It's like
Oh.
wait, what? Oh,
One
Yeah.
more?
one more.
This one?
There you go.
That
That
one?
one right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Oh,
sex
see,
doll, his
okay.
version of
Mhm.
physical perfection and lack of critiquing to his personality.
Oh yeah. That's it.
Good job. Let's go.
Wow,
Kirsten.
that is.
Yep, I missed that. Sorry.
very well put. Who that person went to college?
And yet,
We-
still won't
here's the
tell us
thing.
the pronunciation.
We still don't know the
of his
pronunciation.
name.
That's
Well,
how
you're
you
gonna-
Name.
Fucking his
That's how you
name
know the
up.
CIA is out here because
It will
Million
be
new.
million new. It will be an ongoing thing, like Jeff having Don Cheadle Driveway at littleDicky2.com
It's never
as
going away.
his sub name right there. It'll be, we may never know this person's name.
yeah.
Don't
so
tell
we're
us
just-
either. Now it's like now you
Yeah.
can't tell us.
Now you can't do
Figure it out.
it.
But so Blake, you're the relationship expert. Let me ask you a question here.
Okay.
So Dave's need for someone to almost worship him, for his partner to always tell him he's right.
Mhm.
Is that because okay, we know that fetishes basically get instilled when you're young. If you're spanked, you're into spanking when you're an adult. If like you got some weird stuff with like getting stepped on and stuff, you end up into crushing porn, right? Could his
Supposedly, yeah.
parents basically giving him whatever he wants
it
and
works.
just catering to his every need when he was a kid be the reason why he needs this in a partner now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That could absolutely be a huge reason. And also too, I don't think it's only that, right? Like it's onset by the fact he's a people pleaser, right? Like we
Right.
learned this very early on, like with his friends. Like he will do things to keep people around because
Yeah.
he just craves that attention in any shape, way, or form possible. I think his parents gave him a great amount of love. I mean, even if it was, I don't know, overbearing in any way, or if I think the thing that he wanted, right? Like you could have parental love and still feel like you're lacking what the thing that he's on tour for, like actual love with a person. And because
doll.
I'm going to get to that. I think
Okay.
to subsidize actual relationship with a person that he doesn't know, like he learned masturbation at whatever younger age that he did, that's a form of love that he knows is self-gratification as a form of love. So that is still a thing he clings on to, even having people love him, right? So like he doesn't fully grasp, but like you don't need, like that's not actual love, that's self-gratification. He doesn't even know what love is, right? He self-love is great and all, but like self-gratification, gratification in and of itself is not always a form of love. It can be flattery. But because Dave has not pulled away and pulled out of this. It's a toxic habit of like finding bad love or thinking love is a certain thing. And until you step away from it, until you like get away from all of that, until he were to stop like masturbating or stop with sex entirely, he's gonna that's when the idea is gonna be like, oh, what am I doing? I am chasing my tail at this point, right?
Yeah.
And it could be onset by love from his parents, but I think it's onset by lack of intimacy from the opposite sex.
Yeah.
More or less
Okay.
at a very early age.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So do you think that's why he
column B?
Okay. So do you think that's why he let drunk as a skunk on the bus? Because that guy worships Dave? And he needs to please him?
Yeah.
Because when they showed that scene, I was like, why would they let this guy on the fucking bus? Also, why do they think that release is going to hold up? They are filming him being too drunk to make sense while he signs it.
I mean, he'd probably be okay with it, but like, you know, they get it on film. Like it's it'll be good. They'll figure it out.
What is,
But you got
Terry
on film.
think?
Okay.
You seem to want to speak up there.
You'll never know. Is it the chronic or is it a COVID?
Gonna
Bring
quote
likes.
Bill, little column B.
Like I get home and I have to like just immediately. I haven't been able to leave the house yet.
Yo, I got a question. Have any of you been able to, and you people listening?
What do you mean, you people?
The people
Why I gotta be you people?
commenting. You know what I'm saying? The chatters and the commenters.
Yes.
Has anybody been able to get that damn song out they had?
No.
Mr.
Mr. McAdams.
I wanna be Mr. McAdams.
It was out of my head.
Such a good
It
song.
literally was out of my head.
Now it's gonna be back for days. Spotify
You're welcome.
Man, I'm still rocking.
No, actually, you know what one kind of lives rent free in my head all the fucking time though is Jail.
Yeah.
Ay caramba. Yeah.
And because like when I used to bartend in a dispensary and we could control the music, you know I was on.
You were playing that?
Just in case anybody got an idea about, grabbing something they shouldn't be grabbing, Terry's reminding them. This is what happened.
This is what happened to you. You fuck up in here.
I don't think I have like them on rotation from this season in my head, like they pop up at weird times. But the one of his songs from, I don't remember what that album's called. It's called "Let Me Freak." That's in my head all the time. It's one of my favorite of his songs. I love
Professional rap. It's from his first album, Professional Rapper.
Yep. I fucking.
I'm sorry. Did you say first? Did you mean only?
Only. Yeah, his only album. Yeah. Yep, I love it. It comes up with the weirdest
the music video. The music video brightens the song.
So my god, it's so great.
I remember showing that to Jeff for the first time.
I was laughing so hard.
There's no. Yep.
Although y'all are huge Lil Dicky fans, let me ask y'all a question. Y'all are literally the biggest Lil Dicky fans that I know.
Let's hang out longer, Bill.
This is the only time I have to ask this question. The only time I'll be able to ask this question. Do y'all think? Because I look at Lil Dicky as kind of like Weird Al Yankovic-ish.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get it, but no.
Yeah.
No. But he does something. Different. He does something different. But I'm just saying, like,
just you wait till Dave rocks out the next album with an accordion.
It's in the sense that it's a shtick. You know what I'm saying? To a certain degree, like not a. I don't want to say gimmick. You know what I'm saying?
It both is and it isn't. Like when you listen to his songs, it's just like there's humorous songs and humorous lyrics, but now he's like a fucking actual rapper on that first album.
Definitely, he's an actual rapper. I'm not saying that he's not
only album.
I'm just saying that, he's as an artist.
What are you saying, Bill?
Similarities. So anyway, I'm just thinking the way he puts his albums out, they're all spaced out. Weird Al Yankovic, the way he put his albums out, were all spaced out like long periods of time without actually putting out a record. I think maybe that's kind of the thing that Dave is doing because there's like a fatigue factor on.
Yeah, it creates buzz.
You know what I'm saying? Like people get worn out on it if you just constantly putting it out like that. He'd have to just do something
It's the
completely
Drake
different all the time. If he,
the Drake fatigue.
The
Right.
fatigue,
So-
yeah.
Drake
I don't
fatigue.
think it's that. I think it's
I
that.
don't either.
And Blake, I think you're the one who actually told me this. Dave has said that first album was so he could make this show.
Yeah.
This is what he
So-
wants to do.
When he went on Big Boy. It was one of his first ever interviews. It was like 2015, and he went on Big Boy, and he's like, Dave, what's the ultimate goal? And he's like, I want to do like a TV show. Like, I think we're talking about doing that, one day. I'd love to be like a comedian. He's like, I'm using music to like sort of plateau and get, or not plateau, but like sort of push myself to get into that space. Yeah, exactly that. And to sort of get into that space, he's like, I enjoy music, but like I've always wanted to be in the comedy space, and I've always thought I could be a great actor. And he's like, so I'm sort of using the music to get me to that point. I think that's why. I don't think that's the only factor, but I do think that is a factor when we think about why Dave's song, like his albums are so far spaced out. I think if he didn't have the show, he would have to release music, but because he has the show, he doesn't have to release music. He probably wants to release music, but as great as this season is, I'm like, am like, oh, okay, well, do another, take another year for that album. I don't care. Like, this is a great
You
season.
should at least release the soundtrack for the show.
Yeah, you should be.
Like,
you should.
There's
That's
your
smart.
album. You don't even have to do an actual album. You just have a soundtrack that you wrote and produced because you rapped it. Like,
Right.
put some other
Like,
artists on there.
so many of the songs on there just need like a verse, an extra verse.
But that's the thing. Dave is such a perfectionist. I'm wondering if he maybe prefers this. So he doesn't have to perfect the song. He can put out the parts that he does like and that he does think are perfect without having to put all of it together,
Yeah.
Maybe he
So
just
do
wants
we-
a really long album. And
Right.
Right? Next album's 40 tracks long.
Together, we only get like 3 or 4 songs per season. So that's really, it's not album length yet. It really hasn't been album length yet. After
True.
this season,
It is
I'd say
album
he has
length.
enough for an album length.
So are we like fully committed to the idea that
Let's shout out to
Dave-
9 real quick. Nine's out here watching us.
Nine, miss
Oh,
you.
Nine.
Everybody, if you miss
Time to
9, shout in the
comment, but you had
comments.
no time for this.
What are you saying, Kirsten?
Oh shit. Okay, wait. I got it back.
You got it. Where's it at?
Okay.
So
Find it.
She dropped it down. She picked it up.
It's
Pick it
right.
back up.
Oh, look at that! It was right in there. Hanging out. So we're all in agreement by this point. By end of season 3 is coming up next week, literally. So Dave on the show and Dave in real life are the exact same person, maybe just a slight bit embellished. Like he's just this neurotic, just this much of a perfectionist. Because I don't read a lot of his interviews unless you guys happen to drop them in the group chat. Because I don't want his off-screen version of himself to kind of taint what we're doing with reviewing this show.
Give me all the taint. Let's do it.
Right. But dump it on me after this finale because I'm interested now to see the parallels off-screen.
Yeah, he seems to be. I think there's a bit more embellishment as far as how neurotic he is, but like he seems very much like a perfectionist and somebody that wants to like turn over every stone. I think that's based on something in real life a lot with how he makes music, how he thinks of his music videos, how he has handled his career up until this point, and how he handles the show.
Yeah,
even his egotisticalness, like his ego. Like he recently had an interview where he's like, "I'm the best ever. I truly think that the history is going to remember me as one of the greatest rappers of all time." Like he said this in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, if you go back and watch a lot of his, I've seen all of his Breakfast Club interviews.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hot 97 interviews and stuff like that. And yeah, he basically is like that dude. Like he thinks he's that dude. He thinks he's the best. And he's not compromising any of that. But you know what? It comes off hilarious when he says it. So it still puts him in the space of being like a funny person. As a funny person, I can tell you, it's hard.
so
Hard
then
life
it's
out here for us.
so
on
then
here.
this show is more. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So this show, then, going off of what you're saying, Bill, and everybody else agreeing with the fact that he's a narcissist, hey, puppy, is that this show, especially, I think it's more aware. It makes you more aware with season 3, now that we're concluding season 3, that maybe the creativeness of Dave as the character doesn't come from his own self-awareness off screen, but from his narcissism. Like, he's not self-aware going, oh, yeah, I know I'm this person. It's that he and his writing team are like, God, he is this person.
He is this
and
person.
He just doesn't fucking know to the full extent. I don't know. I just, like, maybe I'm too in my head about it. But.
You have to know, you have to be cognizant of it on some level to be able to, like, write it on a show and make fun of it and laugh at it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah. You have to have somewhat self-awareness, right? Like,
it's likely that he actually had some type of real growth in real life
because of the
sparked
show.
This, yeah.
That it sparked the show, or sparked at least the idea of growth for the character in some kind of way. But
I want to shout out real quick, Film Age saying he also said Dave will be in discussion for the greatest shows of all time. And then he says this, which I was like, boy, chill.
Boy, stop.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with Mama.
That's right. Also, let's shout out everybody who's got songs that love the theme song. The theme song's great. Hearsay on repeat. It was fun while it lasted. The Ally song. Is it for the Ally? Is it for Israel?
Because we should check it out.
I love that song. It's so sad.
That's a great song. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Molly, the real world version of it's even. Whew.
I remember.
I've never listened to that one.
It's you need to. It is amazing, and the music video is great too. No, it's good.
Yeah.
So Molly,
I would watch the music video though.
Yeah. So Molly is. I showed Jeff, Lil Dicky for the first time back in 2018 when we first started hanging out, and I was like,
that long ago.
It was that long ago, man. But when I was showing Jeff Lil Dicky, and we're laughing at all the songs, the silliness, the pillow talk, let me freak out, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put a Lil Dicky song on, and we might all cry together. I don't know, but I'm like, this guy is like he can seriously not just joke around all the time. Yeah. And you put it on and you're like, I just want to cry. Like you're half a verse in and you're like, that this dude, like, I want to cry right now. It's emotional. It's a very emotional song.
But it's fantastic though. It portrays it. It comes across so well.
Yeah. It's about his breakup with his ex-girlfriend, Molly. And so Molly Alley, that's why we say that since
also the music video for Save That Money is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Awesome. I love Save That Money. Oh my God.
It's great.
And the music video for Pillow Talking is also hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Greg! Yeah. Or thanks, Greg!
Thanks, Greg.
Well, he can't do that anymore.
Oh,
they're going to charge Greg $8.99 extra.
I don't know how they're going to. I read the article. I don't know how they're going to do this though. Like
IPs.
But houseway. They're going to do IP thing for real.
I'm in zip code 78745. My sister's in 60202.
They're going to trace by IP. Like you've got whatever one's on the account. They're going to use that one.
I don't think it's going to be like literally I don't think they'll be able to tell if you're like on the same block, but I think they'll be able to tell by zip code.
That's why you guys got to get you.
Wait, when VPN. Are they starting that?
We'd like to tell you about our
NordVPN, our sponsor.
Wait, when does it start?
I think they started it this week.
Oh shit! Well, this
is
my parents are watching. Netflix. This is an awkward way to tell you guys you're gonna have to get your own Netflix account. Sorry. I still love you, and I hope I'm the best daughter ever because I'm your only daughter, your only child. But
that they know of.
And this is a more awkward way of them telling you they don't give a shit about your podcast.
That's true. Every now and then they tune in, but they don't understand what the fuck we're talking about.
Well, that's sweet.
That's great.
I don't let my family tune in. Nope.
This song right here, the Russell Westbrook on a Farm, such a great song. It was one of the first ones where Lil Dicky started to get some clout on the internet.
Hate.
No, so some love, lots of love after that song.
He was
All
bringing
right, well,
that
let's start to reel this back in and start to round this back out.
Mhm.
What other things did we miss about this episode before we get to the IMDb score that people want to touch on? Bill, let me start with you.
Man,
We went heavy in the episode, and then we went heavy on just Lil Dicky's career.
Right.
So
we did. You know what we didn't really talk about? How do y'all? Because I'm just curious. Like, I thought it was a little bit much for her to just be like, "Yo, I'm moving to LA." Just like,
yeah.
What if she's moving to do her own shit? Like she doesn't
No,
have to see him. That's what people don't
That's
get.
But
that's a test in the that's a toe in the water. Like, yo,
yeah.
how is he about to react about me moving to LA?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
If
is this
Oh,
real?
see, because I could be the way I thought about it. Maybe I'm just a different person. Is like I
yeah, you're a
literally
woman.
no. Oh, so then I have to have a certain amount of opinions the same way. Sure, we'll ask that after the podcast. No, I'm
You're a
kidding.
monolith.
I don't care at
Aren't
all.
all women a monolith?
No, but like
Thing.
I have friends that literally live around the corner that I haven't seen in 6 months. We text each other all the time. I haven't physically seen them in a long time because I'm busy. I don't want to go and do the things that they do. And I've always felt that way about anything, friends, family, romantic partnerships. If you got to do you, do you. And if I need alone time, I'm fucking ignoring everybody. Like, do you. But I think it's the way that she said it to him, too.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening
yeah.
in this case. It's more like, yeah, maybe she is moving for her own purposes.
Yeah.
But there is that sort of subtext of like, I'm also moving here to like, so we can sort of make this a thing. But like, here's the thing: if
See
they
if
were
this is something
boyfriend,
real.
if they were boyfriend girlfriend, like right, like they're like, hey, we actually like, let's
Yeah.
do it. Like, or they verbalize that, if they had communicated that, then fantastic. But every time Dave gets a chance and they tell him about, oh, this is your girlfriend or whatever, and he's like, he makes it a point to say like that is in fact not my girl.
Yeah.
Girl, I'll take not my girlfriend for 500, Alex.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
that's what's going on.
But, well, real quick, that's what he's saying to other people. We don't know what he's saying to her. And being the people pleaser he is.
Right.
And two, I took this as I think more time has passed than like we're thinking, you know? I don't think it's that she was just there for those 2 weeks and then she's like, oh, I'm moving to LA. Like she said she's already got some work out there and stuff. Like she's been working out there.
Yeah.
That to me was like, this is like day one getting there to like in bed, hey, I'm going to move to LA. I think that was a much longer time than we were led to.
I felt like she's already come and gone from that 2 weeks. Like that's past, right?
Yeah, it had to it because Gator filmed his show. Like you need some time with that.
What if this, fellas?
I think it was just his promo.
What if it's this, fellas? What if she, because she's a photographer, she works with these high profile clients, obviously. What if she's been back and forth to LA working as one would, and she had pre-planned to move there, and then it got awkward to tell Dave because they became involved that she was moving there, and so she just kind of blurted out like, "Oh, guess what? By the way, I'm moving to LA." Thinking he'd be excited, but also that it would get it off her chest. Like, oh shit, I can't just show up. That looks crazy.
I'm gonna tell you why all this is wrong.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
All y'all wrong right now. I'll tell you why.
I was gonna say it didn't weird me out. You know what weirded me out that we didn't fucking talk about? Like
exactly, because this is why. If you show up, look, let's say a girl comes over here.
It's still not the weirdest thing ever. It's not the weirdest
Alabama
thing.
and lives with me.
I've seen weird
for 2 weeks. She lives with me for 6 months. She stays out here. She gets a job, you know. But then she's like, "Hey, you know what? I'm moving to LA." Even if she's been there for 2 weeks, if she's been there for 6 months, bitch, you live here. So where are you? What you mean? You moving? I hope you move into another apartment. And where are you moving? Like,
well, she didn't say she was moving in with him. She said she's moving to the city. LA is huge. You live there.
Yeah, but you not. We didn't even talk about this. You didn't even bring it up at all. It's kind of weird. It's like it's a aggressive move. It's aggressive relationship move.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Ever do that?
Yeah, especially without communication. Like communicate. Here's what's going on. Here's why. Like without this communication, like why? What? How do I feel? I don't know.
But again, so would it be weirder if she just showed up and got an apartment or a house and lived in LA, and he's like, hey, when are you coming out to visit next? And she's like, oh, I kind of already live in LA and I've been doing my own thing. Would that be less weird, more
Yes,
weird?
that would be less weird.
Because
He
it's,
showed up-
I don't,
he
I
showed up
think
to the wrong spot.
what bothers me, Bill, specifically, is that, like, you don't own the city. Like,
No, it's
people
not
move.
about the city. It's not about the city. So it's about like
not.
so just like if he was like, yo, if he showed up and he was just like, yo, I'm moving to wherever he's moving to, and he didn't tell her, they are like engaging in like some type of relationship. So they should you gotta
communicate. I keep saying this.
It would be weird to me if you just straight up, like, if we like are kicking it like that. I should probably know where you live at, and all of a sudden you just moved and never told
That's
me.
what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, but if
I understand moving in silence, but I shouldn't be someone you move in silence with like that.
Right.
But
exactly.
is it any weirder? Okay, so let me spin another scenario because I'm trying to understand why it's so weird. And I think it's just everybody's fear of having their territory infringed on.
No.
So if she lived, let's say, okay, so LA is vast, we know LA County, blah blah blah. So let's say she lives in fucking Anaheim, which is about 45 minutes on a good day and about 3 hours on a shit day from LA, touching LA. And she all of a sudden goes, oh, I'm moving from Anaheim into Los Angeles, and you live in Los Angeles. Still weird? Just as weird? She can't move. She's got to stay in Anaheim for the rest of her life.
I'm going to tell you why it's weird. Because this is how she would have been able to make it not weird. Hey, what would you think if I moved to LA?
And I will agree.
Communication. I'm saying communication.
Yeah, that's all you do. Before you
How hard is that?
All that stuff. You just
I'm not saying don't communicate. I'm saying, like, it's weird to make it weird. So let's say she is communicating. She's telling him she's moving to LA. She has a lot of job opportunities. So then he goes, no, that's weird. So if they broke off whatever the fuck they're doing, not break up because they're not together, but broke off whatever they're doing, went their separate ways, and she still moved to LA to work.
Not weird.
It's not weird. So why is it weird before? That's what I don't understand.
Because of the lack of communication of what kind of thing that they have.
Gotcha.
Right? Like there's no clear definition of like, we are this, we are that. And this comment right here really says it best. Shout out to Britt. They both need to communicate more about the relationship. They talk about other random shit, but don't know where each other stand. I think this is what me and Bill are trying to say. It's like, where's our dynamic? What is it? Okay. And maybe I need space, maybe I don't. I don't mind if you're moving here, not moving here. That's not the principle.
It's the context in how she brought it up.
Yeah. It's the context of like what our dynamic is and like, oh, you're just okay. I want to be happy for like I'd be happy for you if we talked about this more. But like also, all right, like there's gonna be some sort of shock factor coming to it depending on what the dynamic is. I really think that's what it is.
Gotcha. Okay.
We have a whole mess.
Let me ask a question. Yeah. Would it for you guys who say it's weird, and that's you guys in the comments too, would it still be weird if Dave took it really well? If Dave was really, that's amazing. I'm so excited. Is it still weird?
Still weird?
Still weird.
No, because they're on the. I think it's because they're now on the same level of like excitement about whatever subtext the relationship is. They're both in it at that level. Currently, they're on two different pages about what their relationship is, and they have yet to communicate about like, are we even reading the same book? Like that's my dynamic about that. But if somebody's excited for you, you guys just happen to be on the same page, and that happens to work out, there's not going to be any weirdness. We don't need to have a conversation right now. Eventually, we will.
Because it's still weird because it's just. But I'm not saying it just happens that it works out. It's still like a toxic type of relationship to go into. Like y'all are still not having communication, but you just happen to fall in line.
I feel like I'm pissing out of my ass because I don't get it.
No,
I don't get it either, Kirsten. And I think I know why. What makes me mad about?
I know why, and I understand.
Last comment of the words is what do you think if I moved here? It doesn't fucking matter what you think.
What
if
he
I'm moving
thinks.
somewhere.
Fuck
Because if
you.
I'm moving somewhere and I'm making money
I'm
somewhere,
moving.
Well, then that sounds like a breakup conversation. That doesn't sound.
Yeah, that sounds aggressive.
That sounds like a breakup conversation. That's
Okay.
I just don't think I need to ask what
less
you
aggressive.
think about me making a move. Here is.
It was because I'm curious about it. I want to know how you. Because I care about how you feel. I want to know how you feel about me doing this.
Let me ask this
What
question.
do you think about that?
What if Dave was doing the opposite?
Still
What if
not
he
weird.
What if he was like, I'm not moving in with her, but if he was just like, I'm leaving LA and moving to New York, like, oh, you got to figure it out. Like,
I will
Good.
say, I think it'd make way more sense for Dave to just all of a sudden move somewhere and tell her after.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
exactly. That's kind of how. That's kind of.
It's Dave.
It'll make
Yeah.
it way less weird.
Way less weird.
Yeah.
Way less
People
weird.
move. People move. People are very nomadic.
I also
now.
want to bring up this point real quick. I feel like you'd be on this one, Jeff. Not sure if it was discussed, but I think Mike's situation, dodging his
100%.
dad, will come to a head.
Oh yeah, his dad's gonna
During
die.
the documentary, he almost said something about his dad, but he stopped himself.
I wonder if though it's gonna happen between seasons, and so like next season we'll see Mike like in a really like much angrier, shorter with people, and like 3 or 4 episodes in, it comes up that his dad died,
or the opposite,
like
he's
over the
screaming.
summer or something.
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
point where they weren't there, they weren't around, or we're just catching him, and we're like, what's wrong with you? Oh, this is what's been going on. He didn't tell anybody, or something.
The Lil Dicky funeral.
Yeah,
Oh.
that would be a good first episode of the next season. Mike,
God.
That would be
Imagine
Mike's
Dave
dad.
at a funeral.
Yeah.
No, I don't want
Data
to.
at a
Like,
funeral.
he would be like, guys, why are we doing the flowers in this way? Could the headstone? Can we kind of do? Why did you? It's a weird
He would
choice.
make it an existential crisis about his own death
I'm
80
just-
years from now.
I'm just saying, if my headstone ever looks like that, just kill me. You know what I want on my headstone, right? Okay, come on. I already told you. Tell me what I said. Okay, good. Now you got to remember that. All right.
Right.
Hey, sorry about your dad, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It would be a scene like very similar to that.
Yeah, like talking to Allie, then it pans over and he looks at Mike. Yeah.
I
And
just
then
want
we-
one word on mine. Rude.
Absolutely.
She's dead. Rude. How'd that
We
happen?
also that might be the Mike L's episode that we didn't know
Yes.
we needed. Might be because of the funeral.
Might be.
All right. What else? What other thoughts do we have as we round this out? 'Cause
Okay,
I wanna-
like I said, the weirdest thing that happened in this whole fucking episode that nobody's brought up is the whole fucking sex scene with that fucking sex doll. That was
well,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Can we talk about, like, you want to say Gata is a sex addict, but you're having sex with a full-on thing, and I don't want to kink shame, but I think I gotta, 'cause that's just
You are king shaming.
You're awkwardly boning Megan 2.0.
It's got to be
That's too
heavy
wild for
though,
me, man.
because
It
it's
is.
not holding
It
up
is.
some
It looked heavy and really
Anyway,
impractical how he was using it. I was
like trying to like bend the foot
then the
and
leg
with
is-
the hand.
And the
Was that
hand
a
is
hand?
like
Like-
that.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
And then
at least
he just
Yeah.
leaves it in the position that he last left it in and just turns over. It's just laying there.
just
Like, bro.
It's like he was fucking a big like erector set or like pipe cleaner doll, you know?
That's exactly what it
so-
was.
yeah, because he could move it and bend the joints and stuff. And
It
then
stays in,
God,
it
the
stays
heaters.
in.
what was the heater?
There was one point where this finger was like pointing this way, and it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was like,
Just
it was
having
so
afternoon
weird.
tea.
Y'all remember the Stretch Armstrong dolls?
It's exactly like that, yeah.
That's what it looked like. He was fucking. He looked like he was fucking a big Stretch Armstrong.
I thought she was gonna walk back in, like, oh shit, I forgot something, and like because I thought it was gonna
I
call
did
back
too.
to when she mentioned she would never get that out of her head again
Yeah.
if she
And him
witnessed
just be
it.
like,
Well,
and it
but-
ends.
But again, they don't go for the easy joke to ruin the story.
Right.
Instead, they
Right.
showed me a little asshole every other.
Dude,
would
Millie
you
Vanilli's comment there.
Just for one big
Let me
last
see.
reaction from you guys, what would you do if you walked in on that? Like,
Oh,
On my girl doing that, I'd be very
on-
confused.
Yeah, on any partner of yours, or sexual or relationship one, I'd be like,
I gotta go.
I'll be honest. If I walk in on my partner doing that, my first thought is,
Battery out, Jesus.
can I slide in here?
So goddamn fucking.
Let me freak. Let me
Right.
freak.
I'd be like, to each their own, but okay.
Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah, that was a thing we hadn't talked about much,
There you
Terry,
go.
but now we've talked about it.
Popping
you feel
batteries.
better having gotten that out.
Satisfied. I feel like that it needs an even higher rating on IMDb because we got that scene in there. You might think it needs a lower one, but yeah,
Needs something.
it's
So-
only on Dave.
What I had a random thought during the episode that I hope becomes a reality.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask what you guys think about this, because we know she's moving to LA. Either way, she's doing it for work,
We
not for
just talked
Dave.
about this. Yes.
Yeah, fuck Dave.
What if Allie and Robin become best friends?
Weird.
It would make me so
Weird.
happy.
Weird.
Then they have to fight.
To the death.
That's Bill's
no, I'm just kidding.
ultimate fantasy.
No,
The ex-girl. Fight. Finish her. KO.
not a fantasy. I just think it would be funny.
Yeah, it would be funny as fuck. For the show, it'd be funny as fuck.
Yeah, I'm all about the funny. That's all I'm here
I
for.
know.
My fantasy
No
is
besties.
laughing.
Yeah. No besties. No. Oh God, we've lost Terry. He's died.
Oh no, Terry.
It's called COVID, woman.
It was the
The
way that
COVID's
you were
taking him
looking
out.
down. You were so
I was just like, because I'm like slipping in my chair at the same time. Sliding, and I was just
Bring
you
Terry
were, like,
back.
slowly
He's,
just.
he's just a.
I'm not gonna lie. I might Google that when I get off.
The rotating masturbation chair. I feel like everybody needs one of those.
That's what I'm gonna put in my Google search.
Just use your brother's phone. Put it in his Google search.
Oh! I was like, how big is this damn phone?
I was like, wait, what? Where are we doing?
Oh. Get your
yeah,
mind out of the gutter, Jeff.
Yeah,
Never.
Speaking
We
of,
just saw robot pussy on the screen.
Yeah, that's
Such complaints.
Wow.
This is gutter.
this is like the Jetsons X-rated. I get it. All right. On that note of stuff looking up on the internet, Taylor, how about you get the IMDb ready?
Already got it.
All
Sweet.
right. Let's go around the table. Kirsten, starting with you. What do we think about this episode?
I think it probably hit at 8.5.
Oh, okay. COVID Terry.
8.8.
What you think, Bill?
8.9. I'm going 8.9.
I'm gonna go 8.7.
Okay, Film Edge says
None of you-
9.
None of you got it, including
Age.
Film Age.
Film H at a 9.
There's 63 votes, but it's been the same all day since it had 50 some votes. It is a 9.1.
What? Wow!
The
Highest
highest
of the season?
season.
Whoa, it's the
I
sex dolls.
Yeah, we were right. We're best
Let's
friends.
do it. That's good. That's
so far.
good. It was definitely the robot sex scene. I told you.
I mean, dude, you want to sell tickets, robot sex scenes.
Right.
What was I thinking?
And the fourth highest of the series.
Whoa.
Shit.
Have sex with a dial on TV, and you get an Emmy.
This is
Okay,
great.
no. What if one of the highest ones is it also the episode with the Fuck Me Silly 3000? Fuck Me Silly 3? Is that
Probably.
a
Some people are just
high-ranking
pervs.
episode? 'Cause if it is-
Hypospadias?
It is not.
Yeah, that's a lower
Hypospadias was an 8.8.
Was it the milking table?
That's also Hypospadias, and that was also
oh,
8.8.
shit, it was. It was the same one.
Yeah, same episode. No, the higher, some of the higher ones are for sure the Gata episode, Hype Man, and for sure the
Man was a
season-
9.2.
Season 1 finale was very high as well.
Jail was a 9.5,
Yeah,
and there was
And-
one higher.
was it the end of season 2?
Dave 9.6.
Yeah. Those 3 episodes are some of my favorites.
Yeah.
Agreed. Which, by the way, 9.6 with over 1,200 votes. That's a damn good score.
Yeah, it is. It's decent.
Pretty
Mhm.
consistent. People love
Yeah.
it.
Come on,
all
America.
right.
9. What else a guy got to do to get 10? Come on.
How
I
many
think
robots?
we all know more robot sex.
How many robots we got to sex on a TV?
Right.
Let us know. Write it in the comments.
You
How
really
many
need
robots?
a Gata
only one.
Robo sex to like make a good episode.
It's a Dave orgy. That's how you get that 9.8.
Gator robot sex. Let's
And like
Oh,
a
man.
really good song in it. It needs a song, Gata, and robot sex.
Oh,
How many-
Before, because I forgot about this one line. I would fuck Gator because he looks like, because I know he'd be a good fuck.
He'd be a good
He's good sex. I mean, how many sex dolls do you think they're going to have in Nut House?
At least
man.
Tempt them, man.
Gotta
At
tempt
They don't
you.
want them winning that $1 million.
That's
But they're
Temptation
not
Island.
fucking them. They're just talking to them because they're all severely mentally ill. And off their meds.
God damn, millionaire.
Oh man. Well, let's see if he wins Nut House next week. Let's start to round this out. Bill, where can people find you if they want to talk to you and they want to reach out to what y'all are doing over in Chunk Bantha Nation?
You can find us on
YouTube. You can find us on IG, TikTok, likewise, Spotify, Letterboxd, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. If you type in the Drunk Banthas on Google, you will definitely find
Oh no.
That is
Bill's
great.
so good at doing voices, man.
yeah.
That's great.
Oh, right. Shout outs to this. Wasn't that the plot of
Yeah.
Westworld, right?
Yeah.
All the robot sex.
You know what it was?
For a 9 Nerd Yard episode breakdown of Nut House. As soon as the first episode's out, we got you that millionaire. Jeff, where can people find you if they want to reach out to you?
Well, you can always Skype me at Don Cheadle's Driveway at littleDicky2.com. It's because of the hackers.
Yeah.
You can try and find me on Facebook, Jeff Madel. You can try and find me on Instagram, Madel Jeff. If you're out and about in Austin, you can just try finding me. If you're going to see The Machine on Saturday, I might see
Come
you
with
there.
me. Come with me and Jeff are going at 2:00.
So excited!
to
I've been
Westgate
waiting for this movie.
Theater. Westgate Movie Theater, Austin, Texas, 2:00. Come with us. Let's
Gonna
go.
be awesome.
Westgate.
Or you can always just tune in to 9 Nerd Yards and check and see me here.
Check us out.
There
Check
you
us out.
Check it out.
Kirsten, where can people find you? Rachel
You can
McBaddy.
find-
Oh, I like it. You should have had
Right?
that the whole time. What you thinking?
I know. I had just thought of it as soon as you said the other one. I'm like, wait, what? I didn't change it. Oops. You can find me on Instagram. It's going to be Kirsten_Cobb. You can also find me on Twitter a lot. It's going to be Kirsten Cobb 1. I'm on Facebook. You can see me here every Thursday and maybe a Wednesday in the future if we pick a new show.
One of these days we have to. Dave
Right?
ends
We're going to
next
have
week.
to bite the
We're
bullet.
gonna have to do something.
Yeah. And that's it.
I love it. I love it. COVID T. Where can people find you
Don't come
professionally
find
nerd
me.
hating?
Clearly,
Don't.
not come find me, bro. You gotta stay more than 6 feet away. I got it. But hit me up on Instagram at terryfphotos, and you can see all my adventures that I had while I was in Japan.
And guess what? Terry almost died in Japan. So
I did.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
I did. I went and fucked around in the suicide forest and you
found
guys
out.
can catch that little movie. That I did. It's very
Oh,
entertaining.
Kikahara.
I got so many phone calls and texts.
Dude, it was good.
Even when I died.
until I saw the cap cut at the end, I'm like,
Brought to you
Yeah,
by
it's like
I was like,
Terry's
oh.
Ghost has editing skills.
Yeah, these ghosts ain't got the abs for that, bro. That ain't on the app
It's
store.
Ghost in Japan, of course they are.
BAT says we should might as well do the third choice of the FX trifecta, Rami. What's Rami? What do we know about this?
Rami is.
was pretty good, but I don't know if they're gonna get another. Are they getting another season? Is it coming
I
back?
have no idea.
I don't even
What's
know
this-
what it is.
What's this Rami? I'm gonna look this
He's
up.
a Middle
Is Rami getting
Eastern
Grammy?
American kid trying to get by in, I think, New York. And just having a hard time coming up. And it's just dealing with, like, the issues of, like, one, like, being raised in the culture he was raised in, but being an American in that culture, like. And I think part of it also deals with his sexuality.
Oh, okay. So
But
it's
don't
kind of
quote me on
like
that last
Yeah.
part.
Okay,
Egyptian
we'll look
American
into it
Atlanta
fast.
type thing. All right.
Yeah,
I like it.
All right.
Blake Moneyweather, where can people find you?
I thought you'd never ask. You can find me, Muddy Blake Weather, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, or you can find me here as we break down shows weekly on 9 Nerd Yards. You can also probably find me on Drunk Mantis here very soon as we pick some new movies to break down on the Drunk Mantis channels. And you could also find my other podcast, Unfiltered Bachelor. Just dropped an episode with a dating and life coach, Louis Brent Meyer. I just dropped that on Monday. Great conversation, and yeah, just be dropping. That's what I'd be doing. So,
Every day I'm dropping.
Drop it like it's hot, like Snoop Dogg says. And BAT says it has that FX absurdity to it, just like Atlanta and Dave.
Nice.
That sounds great. Well,
We're gonna
I want to
look
thank
into
everybody
it.
for tuning in. Filmage, BAT, Million New. Please never tell us your name. Britt, please again, never tell us your name.
I'll do it.
Kenya,
Milligan.
who else did we do? Cam, everybody, Drew, everybody, Cooper, everybody that commented in the comments. Thank
Delvin,
y'all
thank
so
you.
much for tuning in. I probably missed somebody, but yeah, thank y'all for tuning in.
All y'all.
Everybody, all y'all. Thank all y'all.
Drunk Banthas channel.
Them,
Hey.
we know
And
about
9
them.
Nerd Yards.
And 9 Nerd Yards. Shout out to
Thank you.
9. But yeah, everybody take it
Yards.
easy. Tune in next week for the season finale of Dave as we break it all down next Thursday. Look forward to seeing you there. And whether you're watching us now live or on a replay, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time you're listening to this, we do appreciate you. Until next time, we will see you. Peace.